When a man breaks a woman's ring, is he ending a marriage? Or rewriting an entire family's power structure? Because the day Kody shattered Meri's ring, something far bigger broke too. And when he melted that broken ring into brand new, symbolic rings, for the children, fans didn't just ask why. They asked, what was he trying to erase? What you're about to hear was never shown on Sister Wives the way it truly happened. Long before the cameras, long before the show, long before the divorces. There was the first marriage, Kody and Meri. One ring, one promise, one foundation. It was the ring that sealed the first chapter of the Brown family. The ring that symbolized loyalty, sacrifice, and the belief that plural love could be equal. But as the years unfolded, that ring became something else. A reminder of imbalances, of hurt, of a marriage Kody stopped nurturing. One day, without any grand ceremony, Kody walked into a jeweler and made a shocking request. "Jeweler, you want to break it? Melt it down." "Kody, yeah, turn it into something for the kids. It'll mean new beginnings." But new beginnings for whom? Because Meri didn't ask for closure. She didn't ask for transformation. And she certainly didn't ask for her ring. The ring she wore during the most vulnerable years of her life. To be turned into a symbolic gift for the children. But the symbolism wasn't what fans think. Not even close. Kody didn't just break a ring. He broke a hierarchy, and built a new one. For decades, Meri held a quiet but powerful position. The legal wife, the original partner, the one who helped raise the entire family system. But when Kody decided to invalidate the marriage emotionally, he did it symbolically too. Destroying the ring wasn't about metal. It was about memory. Removing the first wife from the center, and replacing her symbol with a new narrative. The gifted rings to the kids weren't just gifts. They were tokens of a new system. A system where Kody became the sole storyteller, and the rest were expected to adjust. But if this was meant to solidify unity, why did it create the opposite reaction? When the story leaked, fans erupted. Reddit comment number 1. "This is emotional vandalism. Who melts a wife's ring like that?" Facebook comment. "He's rewriting history to make himself the hero again." YouTube comment. "If my ex melted my ring, that's not closure, that's control." Women across America recognized the pattern instantly. This wasn't romance. Wasn't healing. It was a man shifting blame, shifting control, and shifting attention toward the children to mask the power move. But the biggest twist. The kids didn't react the way Kody expected. According to insiders, several of the older kids refused to wear the rings. Not out of disrespect, but because they understood exactly what the melted metal represented. It wasn't a gift. It was a gravestone. Some of the children felt the rings were a way of erasing Meri's emotional labor. Others felt it was Kody's attempt to sanctify a new family order, where he, and his chosen partners, held all emotional authority. And then came the line that fans still talk about. The moment Meri quietly said, "It wasn't his ring to break." And that one sentence changed everything. In the end, the broken ring became a symbol of something larger. The death of the Brown family's original unity. Meri found her strength outside the marriage. Christine reclaimed her voice. Janelle found independence. And the children learned to decode their father's choices in ways that shaped their own emotional futures. The melted ring will forever remain the moment Kody tried to solidify his power, and accidentally expose the cracks in everything he built. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think breaking Meri's ring was a symbolic ending, or a calculated power shift? Now I uncover. Every family has symbols, but some symbols refuse to die. For decades, Sister Wives fans joked that Meri wasn't just the first wife. She was the Lord of the Rings. And her wedding ring, the One Ring, the one Kody spent years trying to destroy. But what if the joke wasn't really a joke? What if Meri's ring carried more power over the Brown family than anyone realized? To understand the joke, the symbolism, and the fandom's obsession, you have to go back to the beginning. When Meri married Kody, her ring wasn't just jewelry. It was the first artifact of the Brown family, the symbol of their covenant, the foundation upon which 3 more marriages would rise. And like Tolkien's One Ring, this ring came to represent something far deeper: power, control, loyalty, and destiny. Fans playfully started calling Meri the Lord of the Rings years ago. The original, the first, the wearer of the One Ring. Reddit comment number 1. Meri is Frodo. She carried that ring longer than anyone should have. Reddit comment number 2. Kody is Sauron but with worse hair. Facebook comment. No wonder Kody can't destroy Meri's presence. That ring holds power. What began as a meme soon became a metaphor. Because as the seasons unfolded, something uncanny happened. No matter how far Kody pulled away, no matter how much he diminished Meri emotionally, her place in the family never fully disappeared. It was as if the ring itself refused to be erased. The One Ring in Tolkien's world symbolizes domination. But in the Brown family, Meri's ring symbolized something else entirely: persistence, memory, a legacy that outlived the marriage. Kody tried to move on. He tried to rewrite roles. He legally divorced her. He emotionally abandoned her. He even attempted to destroy the symbolic connection by melting her ring. But just like the One Ring, it didn't disappear. The joke suddenly didn't feel like a joke anymore. Fans started noticing the pattern. No matter what happened, Meri's history, Meri's endurance, and Meri's symbolism kept returning to the center of the narrative. And then came the twist that changed everything. The day Kody actually melted Meri's ring. He turned it into new rings for the kids. But symbolically, fans saw something darker. It wasn't about recycling. It was about rewriting. Was Kody trying to erase Meri's power from the family history? By melting the ring, Kody attempted the one thing Sauron never achieved: to destroy the original bond. But here's the twist. Even melted, the symbolism didn't vanish. Fans claimed the emotional energy of the ring only grew stronger. Reddit comment. You can melt metal. You can't melt history. Facebook comment. He reforged the One Ring. Now the kids carry Meri's legacy. Kody believed he was dissolving the past. But all he did was give that past a new form. When viewers learned the story, they erupted. What started as playful fandom humor became a cultural commentary on marriage, divorce, memory, and power. TikTok comment. Meri's ring is the Horcrux Kody will never destroy. YouTube comment. He tried to erase her but ended up immortalizing her. Across social media, fans reclaimed Meri's narrative. The One Ring metaphor became a symbol of resilience. Of a woman who carried emotional weight longer than anyone should, and still refused to disappear. And the more fans embraced the metaphor, the more the Brown family dynamic came into focus. Today, Meri stands apart from the Brown family, strong, independent, and finally free from a story that tried to shrink her. But in the eyes of fans, her ring, whether melted, reforged, or repurposed, remains the one ring. The ring that carried a family. The ring that refused to break. The ring that turned a woman into a legend. Let's deep dive in full details. Some rings are just metal. But some carry the weight of history. And refuse to die, even when someone tries to break them. The day Kody melted Meri's wedding ring, fans didn't just see a breakup. They saw a man trying to destroy a symbol. One he never fully understood. And never truly escaped. And that is why the internet calls her the Lord of the Rings. What if Meri's ring wasn't just jewelry, but the one piece of family history Kody couldn't rewrite? To understand why fans compare Meri to Tolkien's iconic bearer of the One Ring, we have to return to the beginning. Long before TV crews, long before divorces. When Meri was the center of Kody's world. Meri wasn't just the first wife. She was the foundation, the legal anchor, the emotional center, the one who believed in plural marriage with her whole heart. And her ring, the one placed on her finger decades ago, was more than a symbol of marriage. It became the symbolic artifact of the entire Brown family. So why was Kody so desperate to break it? One afternoon, long after the emotional marriage had faded, Kody walked into a jeweler in Flagstaff with an unusual request. "Jeweler, you want to melt it completely." Kody: "Yeah, break it down. Make something new. New rings, for the kids." He spoke as if he was freeing himself from an invisible weight. But that weight had a name. To fans, the symbolism was unmistakable. This was Sauron trying to destroy the One Ring. Except the One Ring, even in fiction, refuses to vanish. What was Kody really trying to erase? The marriage, or the memory? In Tolkien's world, the One Ring represents power, control, unbreakable history, temptation, burden. And in the Sister Wives universe, Meri's ring symbolized the first marriage, the original covenant, emotional authority, family memory, the narrative Kody couldn't outrun. Meri's ring had become a living metaphor. Not because Meri demanded it, but because her story shaped every wife that came after. In every argument, every decision, every conflict, Meri's place in the hierarchy lingered. Like an echo in the background. Was Kody trying to melt the metal? Or melt the story? When the jeweler melted the ring, Kody believed he was forging a new era. Breaking the past, and reshaping it on his terms. But then came the twist that shook fans everywhere. Some of the children refused the rings. They didn't want them. They didn't like the symbolism. They didn't understand why their mother's ring was destroyed, to make something they were expected to wear. YouTube comment: why force the kids to carry the emotional weight of your breakup? Reddit comment: he melted her ring to erase her, but he ended up spreading her legacy. Facebook post: even broken, that ring has more power than Kody ever imagined. It was the twist no one saw coming. The more Kody tried to reduce Meri's place, the more permanent she became. The ring he broke only grew stronger. When fans learned the full story, the internet exploded. TikTok comment: Meri is Frodo. She carried the burden alone. YouTube comment: Kody is Gollum fighting a ring he can't let go of. Reddit comment. She's not the first wife. She's the myth. The joke, Meri is the Lord of the Rings, evolved into something deeper, richer, more resonant. Meri became the emotional archetype for millions of women who carried families, carried marriages, carried burdens, and still found themselves devalued. And yet, like the One Ring, they refused to disappear. And this leads to the ultimate question. What happens next? Meri may have left the marriage, but she did not leave the story. Her strength, her resilience, and her history echoed throughout the Brown family saga. In destroying the ring, Kody believed he was ending a chapter. But what he really did was immortalize it. Some rings don't die, some stories don't end, and some women cannot be erased. If this deep dive helped you understand the Brown family in a whole new way, hit subscribe, tap the notification bell, and tell us below, do you think Meri truly is the Lord of the Rings of sister wives?